And the first one is Firebase Krill. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Jaraci Cup 6 meme cast bonanza between God Hates We and cowofschmau. Let's go ahead and read the info.txt because this one is going to be spicy. First thing in the line, asterisk, Duel of the Fates starts playing. Slowly transitions into yakety sax. Asterisk. Alright. I love it. I think cowofschmau completely understands what we're watching this series for. Game 1, Weebs is going to pick Coalition, Cow picks Galzian, and Weebs picks Firebase Krill. Pretty standard picks all around. And, yes. Seems pretty good. This is a match that I'm excited for, because these two players, first off, cowofschmau is just like a really fun guy. Super nice, by the way, and he's just like, he makes it funny whether he wins or loses, you know what I mean? And then God Hates Weebs, he's him, like, do I even have to say? Doing his tried and true, by the way, support cruiser into fighter and gunship, probably, but at any rate, it is going to be eco first here. cowofschmau seems like he wants to be the aggressor this game. Oh, and by the way, Houston, so were the Strike Red games in the group stage, or were they in the upper bracket? Oh, wait, no, Strike Red, no, neither of you got to upper bracket. Ew. Sorry. Didn't mean to rub that one in. Group stage, okay, yeah. I think we'll cast that after then, and then that will probably be the end for the stream. Probe taking a little bit of damage here for God Hates Weebs, but he does survive off of 36 HP. Wants to be careful, though. He's on top of that one, not going to get killed here. And the information, crucially, is gained by God Hates Weebs, but we don't have any tech yet for cowofschmau, so this is a little bit of a dry rush, I'd say. And of course, against someone like God Hates Weebs, you kind of know what his game plan is going to be, usually. So I think you really do want to get some damage done in the early game, so this is a bit unfortunate. But he is playing Coalition this game, by the way, not Saban. So we have turrets, we have quite a lot of defense on the main. No tech rushes, they're not going to hurt him here, so I think he's going to be just fine. Yeah, well, you're pretty good, Houston. I mean, I only knew you as like an RM player, but like once you jumped into DOK, like almost immediately, you were pretty good. Roby was saying, you know, most of the RM players are quite good at DOK if they get into it. Actually, Ty Guy just bought the game. It was on sale, you know. Missile ship fab first for cowofschmau, so clearly he knows his opposition. At that case, I'd say definitely you go ref mode at this point then and back away with the PC. It's because RM micro is harder. Yeah, it's weird. Like RM micro is very much. It's not like DOK micro almost at all. You know what I mean? So that's why I think it's weird that like RM players tend to be pretty good when they jump into DOK. Like, there's no such thing as dock. Well, there actually is dock micro, I guess, but it's not really the same. Obviously, you know, unit positioning matters. Like I think a lot more in DOK with like high ground and stuff like that. There's no dust clouds to like obscure visions. I mean, it's just like they feel like they're 100% different games, and yet, you know, they seem to really translate pretty well as far as like skill goes. Fighter and gunship tech on the way for God Hates Weebs here. He is going to lose a couple salves here, so it's a little bit embarrassing. But interestingly, God Hates Weebs went for missile ships first, and now he's going to build rails here, actually, off this PC, which is quite odd. Oh yeah, like healing the SC that's low, or the LAV that's low. It's really fun when you see Coalition, or especially Saban players used to do this quite a bit back in the day, when they'll bring an SC up there with their support cruiser. Sorry, don't want to use too much jargon here. When they'll bring a support cruiser up like with their army, and just like get the frontline heals, that's like really powerful. Anyway, I've got to say, aesthetically, what cowofschmau is doing here is very pleasing to me. He's gonna have anti-air on both sides of the map, and he's gonna just rely on like rails to like make sort of a defensible position here, and just try and like siege out his opponent. I have no idea if this is gonna work or not, but like, I think this is kind of fun to watch. So heavy rail is on the way now. If he can inhabit, I'd say, like this position right here, then he can probably get to this one, then he can probably get to this one. That's kind of how rails tend to work. So I think that's probably the angle that he wants to push from. I definitely don't want to see him back away now, though, because he's just, you know, he's just gotten himself, like, into position to, like, fight. It's double gunship? Oh my god. No, okay, it's just one. The 2 there, it always confuses me. I think it means that it's on slot 2, but, like, I don't know why DOK's replay system is how it is. And by the way, it's actually been cowofschmau this whole time, carting away the artifacts. I'm really a fan of that. Needs to be careful here, though. This is a very good engage for this AV. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you know what? I've actually never thought of it that way, because that's obviously like, not really how that matchup goes in our heads, you know what I mean? Normally it's the Galzian player who wants to like poke the coalition one. Unfortunately, this base runner is going to be forfeit here, I believe. Right? Oh. Maybe he's got some moves, man. I mean, the base runner heal is keeping it alive for a long time here. It is going to go down, though, in the end. But that should be another dead AV. And obviously the missile ships here insta means that he's probably not going to lose any rails or whatever to like air units. He did go back to ref mode. I'm not a huge fan of that. I think he actually probably had a pretty decent game just trying to like camp out his opponent's main base here, but to each their own. And that's actually a case where maybe you could get rail EMP once again. We haven't seen that tech in some time, but I think Sunder is on this guy. Oh, it just came off, but he's low enough HP that I think these skins can clean her up. I want to see this gunship, because oh, there are 2 gunships. Oh. Nice. I mean, you look at the units lost right now. This is a... What? It's like dead even? Look at that. I have a suspicion, though, that's about to change. I'm not sure which way, though. You know, the AFK splits are pretty decent here, actually. He definitely didn't do that on purpose, but, like, yeah, this split is pretty good, though. Does he get a gunship, though? One more missile would do it. Ah, but it's on the wrong target. The gunships both get out at about 200 HP. Classic God Hates Weebs, you know, he doesn't lose these. Attack bombers, yes. I mean, how could you go for anything else, you know? If the gunships get a good hit, insta-attack bomber. That's how he plays, man. I love it. I freaking love it. 2 PC is out here, by the way, for cowofschmau, but he's having trouble holding down a second base. These skims want to be, like, resurgent, but there's just too many AVs. He's not going to get anything done here. And besides, there is also a turret on that main base, so... not likely he's going to really get anything done there. He's getting more anti-air. I would say that's probably the play here. I'm not gonna lie though, there's definitely a win condition here for God Hates Weebs where he gets attack bomber and he just wins the game because he can snipe out his opponent's anti-air units. Like, that definitely happens, so you've always got to be careful. Like this is definitely a mistake because the gunship can just ignore the missile ship and he can get free kills. Or they can just like focus down, or actually I guess what would happen is like after they kill the skims and the rail, then the AAVs just run in and kill this for free. So, like, when you're up against heavy air like this and you're behind, you really just gotta, you know, hunker down and, like, defend. You don't want to be on, like, the attack mode here, really. It's different from, like, what we saw in the SVS gameplay with, like, Oregon and myself, where you actually wanted to move out with those AVs. The difference there is that they don't do anything defending, but, like, here, they do, because obviously there is a ground force threat, so... just some food for thought. First bomber is on the queue. Tasty. It's done, man. I mean, if I were God Hates Weebs, I would just launch now. Just try to kill off that missile ship. But there's... oh, yeah, he's gonna do it. Yes. Turret gonna get chunked out there. Assault ship fab on the queue now for cowofschmau. Now I like this because it goes into air, and obviously when you're dealing with heavy air, getting air of your own is kind of like I think the real way to counter it. You can get like a heinous amount of missile batteries, but it's not usually very good. Speaking of which, here they come. And he's just gonna dump all this damage into the salvager line here. Bomber's getting low, but there's no way Jaraci Weebs can lose a bomber. What do you? Ah, the missile ship. Yeah, I'd stream some chess with you. Do you have chess.com? Or just do like a couple games before I leave. That'd be pretty fun. Well, ouchie mama. He did lose the bomber, but I'd say that was definitely worth it for the eco damage there once again. And he nearly killed this PC, actually. You gotta imagine, when he has like 2 bombers out, he's gonna be killing PCs here. But that missile ship here, this guy's a hero. Ian, hey! Fork knife emote. Nicely done, Ian. You killed him. Uh-oh. 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 Oh. I've seen worse, but that could have been big. That's okay though, because he kind of wants to use this bomber like after the 3rd one is finished, so he's totally fine. Yeah, mine's the same on chess.com as well. Go ahead and add me as a friend, and then we'll get to it after the game. We play 5-minute blitz. That's how it goes. That's my thing.
Destination locked in. Ready for contact.
A little bit of a run by of sand skimmers here, but it doesn't really look like they're going to get much done. I mean, this seems very suspect to me because, like, if he wanted it, couldn't he just, like, launch one gunship and kill all these guys? And you kind of know about that, so I'm not really sure what these skims are supposed to accomplish here. Oh boy. Oh! Oh! No, he would never lose a bomber. That doesn't happen. That stuff doesn't freaking happen. Yes, we know the way. You know the way. This is like a freaking Vietnam strategy, man. Just bomb them until they give up. Whoa, dude. Fun trick that you can do. That reminds me, I haven't seen many flying units recently. That's kind of a pity. It's sort of a staple of DOK life, you know what I mean? Whoa, dude. Power 2 finishing now for Jaraci Weebs, and I think he believes it is time to go in with the power play. Unfortunately, he's going to get dinked up a little bit here by these missile ships twice in a row. You know, to each their own, to each their own. He's going to rotate the carrier now, but what he's got to watch out for is that this gunship could really die here. Oh my gosh. Not like this. You hate to see it. You hate to see it, but it does happen sometimes. Docking queues be like that. See, that is DOK's dock micro. It's very different, huh? Of course, these bombers, a little bit nervous about them because they were weakened by having taken some shots at the beginning, but it looks like they're going to get through okay. Question is, do these two strike? Oh no. I'm not going to do the whole bit again, but you get the idea. R.I.P. dude, that's all I can say. Look, one of the strike fighters died anyway. How'd that even happen? Like, if they just had a dock order, they would have made it. Missile ship's dumping quite a lot of damage in onto this carrier here. Quite a lot, actually. But there's not really any follow-up. I mean, there's a couple of heavy rails here, but like these bombers can have their way with them if they want. And once he clears up the anti-air, he's going to be feeling just fine to dock. So here comes the first bomber. Oh my gosh, no. How did he lose that bot? How did that even happen? Oh no. This is honestly so sad. Can we get 3 likes? Oh yikes, dude. It happens, you know, it happens. Aye aye aye. At any rate, though, we can definitely say, when it comes to a carrier fight, God 8 Sweeps has a distinct advantage. All he's got to do is clear out these rails here. If he just like triple bomber launches, he's gonna get it. I mean, he can suicide against these missile ships. It's gonna be okay. And definitely, like, he definitely wins a carrier fight here. Now, a trick that you should learn how to do is you can actually count the power reserves that your opponent has got by looking at their carrier's HP. This is something new to Jaraci patch, as of like I think JC5. So, if you want to know if you can win a carrier fight or not, right, you look at this. Okay, so the Gaussian carrier has 8,050 health by default. This guy's got 8,250, so he must have power 1, that's it. And meanwhile, cowofschmau can look at it the same way. Except what? Shouldn't he have 9,800 health here instead of 9,600? Maybe I have the base health for like the coalition carrier wrong or something. Oh, you know what, it doesn't even matter, he's got like freaking BC here, but anyway. You can tell though, this guy's on power 4, this guy's on power 1, so it's definitely like a fight that you can win. And if that's the case, you just want to take it, because obviously that's a very easy win condition. Skidoo. Pro gamer move. Hold on, one of the BCs actually died. I'm not sure how that happened. Target fire? He's like target firing a railgun like super far away instead of hitting any damage on his carrier. That's funny. That's okay though. He's gonna do just fine. You know, he's making me actually a little bit nervous with how low this carrier gets, but I mean, he definitely wins this fight, so. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like, one more shot from the BC ought to do it, actually. BCs do, like, horrendous damage, you know. Oh my gosh, the target fire. What the heck are you doing? No! He's target firing a railgun out of range. He can, like, end the game in 2 shots. Okay, there we go, there we go. Oh boy. It's classic, dude. Oh well. Let's jump into game 2, eh? I mean, you never know. This could go either way, that's for sure. It's Conf. Ooh. A little bit spicy. Alright, so game 2. Weebs picks Coalition. Cow goes oopsies and picks Conf. Weebs picks Coalition. So, a little bit of misunderstanding of the rules there, but that's fine. And Cow picks College Teeth. I love how he's got that in like the info.txt. It's hilarious. College Teeth, though, gonna be the map pick. What do I think about College Teeth for this matchup? I think this is actually okay, because like, God 8 Sweeps goes for AV in the beginning of the game, but like he doesn't rush with them, right? He just wants to defend, really. And that's actually something that I think he could improve about this game style, is if he would like actually rush with those AVs, I think he could get quite a lot done with them, but generally he just kind of builds them. He's content to just sort of have these AVs. Doesn't really feel like he needs to get much done with them, so you know, the reason I mention this, of course, is because College Teeth is kind of known as like the AV rush map in a lot of ways. But it's also just a very close quarters map where you can definitely beat down your opponent early. So I'd love to see cowofschmau adapt by getting some tech early. But if he doesn't, I don't know. I feel like this is still a decent map for him because it's pretty easy to get anti-air coverage on this map. very, very small, right? So I mean, there's not a whole lot of ability for these air units to like outmaneuver you. R.I.P. Probicus was short-lived. Look at it. Look at it bounce, though. Look at them go! Carrier moving out here onto the second base. Of course, we still don't have any tech from cowofschmau. This is again going to be a bit of a dry rush here. Your cat is mourning on potatoes? Munching, okay, I was like, what the heck? I don't think I could get my cats to eat potatoes no matter what I did. So that's pretty impressive. This time though, the difference between this dry rush and the last one is that we do have blast drones coming in here as well, but he's not gonna get this with skims, right? Like this is definitely a throw because he's not gonna beat this turret's DPS there. I mean honestly, I don't know if he even kills this turret. Okay, he does get it in the end. That was really close to surviving though, like, which would have just been devastating because he threw like 5 skims for the turret there. The SC's healing is pretty good, so he nearly actually got that one. AV Fab done for Gauntlet's Weebs now, and again it's techless from cowofschmau. So if I had to give like one critique of Gaussian players who are like in this like tier of play, I guess it'd be you have to get tech faster. Like that's the number one way to play Gaussian. If you don't have tech, you almost like have to have refinery mode because otherwise you just fall behind. Deep fried potato balls. And your cat eats them, really? Because like our cats will not touch anything that isn't meat, you know? That's interesting. You know, our cats are like 13 years old now. And one of them is like really, really fat. She like doesn't move much. But our neighbor sent us a picture the other day of like our cat with like a fish in its mouth. And I was like, man, she still catches fish? She's like 13 years old, you know? It's really impressive. A car cat. That's pretty funny. I know what you meant to say, of course. Oh, my throat, man. I needed some water, but it's too late to get it now. By the way, I think we'll cast your game to Strike Red like tomorrow or Friday or something. We should probably just do the chest like right after this. Probably a good time to use smoke here. Relfab is going to be finishing for cowofschmau now. And he's already got anti-air, right? Again, he knows who he's playing against. This isn't a blind pick, you know what I mean? Or a blind match. What am I trying to say here? Like, you know, he knows what his opponent does, basically. But Gauntlet's Weebs is being very careful. He's not going to get flanked by these BDs here, so... And actually, we don't have Fighter and Gunship being teched yet. I wonder if he's going to go into, like, ACs or something. But Heavy Vehicles 3 is teching, so he's definitely kind of turning on its head what I said earlier, where, like, you know, he makes AVs, but he doesn't really pressure with them. One Sand Skimmer goes down for Salvager, by the way. You got to figure that's worth it. But, you know, he's playing actually a very interesting sort of control style, which is quite rare. I don't really see him play like this ever. Normally he either goes to AC tech or he goes Fighter and Gunship like immediately. So this is kind of fun. I actually like this. And these BDs, they really feel pretty shut down. I mean, what are they going to do on the field right now, right? Uh-oh. Ah, run! That's a pity. Well, only one of them goes down, I suppose, but... Obviously, the fact that the BDs exist is always, like, a bit of a threat, right? I always say this, like, the existence of the BD is much more of a threat than where it actually is, because it could be anywhere, right? But obviously, if you lose them, you know, that no longer applies, so... Oh no, this rail is getting wreck blocked. Yeah, I know, right? It's revolutionary. And he gets actually a railgun too, so I mean that was definitely like a worthwhile trade once again. Ref mode only just now finished, so this is a little bit unfortunate for God Hates Weebs. Or sorry, for cowofschmau, who I feel is definitely very far behind here. Again, this is a style I'm not really used to seeing God Hates Weebs play, but he's making it work. Just playing very, very safe. He's going eco. Turret in the midfield I'm not really a big fan of, because obviously it is going to trade pretty poorly against skimmers when it's not supported, but you need, like, that's a DPS unit, you need to, like, have a tank for it, right? Yes, definitely, because, like, that's the thing, cowofschmau has got to be thinking, like, now I wonder if there's, like, 5 bombers in the hangar. Or 3, I guess, you know, he's coalition, but... I've got, like, a video on my YouTube channel, I think, like, the bomber meme. You should check that one out. But anyway, Sulchip Fab is going to be finishing in about 30 seconds now. Base runner does get taken out, but he got the artifact, so I'd say that's worth it. Only winning move is not to play. Don't do drugs, kids. Oh wait, there's no turret on the main. What am I talking about? It's just an AV to defend. While the ACs are still teching, I'd love to see him just make like a couple more AVs here, but I think he's stacking resources. No, not really, actually. He is pretty fluently on 3 base though once he gets this started, so big advantage I'd say to God Hates Weebs right here. Power 1 being teched, I'm not sure about that. I don't think you need Power 1 yet. I mean, obviously you're not even unlocked. I'd cancel this. Cancel this crap, man. Get this out of here. I do like this AV though, just to defend. Obviously there was a little bit of a pocket that these LAV skims could have gone into. The blast drones though, they've got other ideas. And actually these could hit. Carrier's moving forward. This is actually a pretty nice carrier block. But BDs don't seem to... Oh yeah, look at that. So we got one of the BDs to detonate on the carrier. That's really good. Definitely saved the life of those 3 salvagers. Now, in case you didn't know how that worked, BDs, when they target a unit, they'll also detonate immediately when they touch it. And if you're not like microing the BDs, they'll just target whatever's closest to them. So a player who's not paying attention to his blast drones, you can just put a unit in front of them and they'll just like blow up on that unit instead. You know, kind of take one for the team, right? I would actually kind of like it if they made it so that blast drones just always detonated when they ran into something. Because it'd be kind of cool to like have that sort of counterplay. But you know, you can micro them where you give them an attack order on something that's far away so that they're not going to go off erroneously. And then you just detonate them with the D key. Close, but he didn't quite make it on that extraction. This AV just living on its last legs, by the way, as well. It's quite nice. Obviously, he's hit that threshold where they do 1 damage per shot, so until the railgun sunders him, ouch. He can't really take damage from these skims, which is really, really nice. Anytime units are doing 1 damage per shot, the DPS is like extremely low, so. And God Hates Weebs is kind of pressing forward here. Obviously, he's got assault cruisers on the queue here. And there's like 2 heavy rails to defend, but that's it. So I think that he's going to be able to get damage done here. At any rate, I don't think that 2 heavy rails is really enough to stop him. Gets up here onto the second base, but he's going to prioritize that SC. He's not really going to get the kill. We've seen this many times already this tournament. Generally a bit of a weak idea to go for the SC if you can't, you know, guarantee that you're going to get it. LAV is just going to fly by meanwhile. Attempt to hit them with the missile ship barrage fails, so they're pretty much just fine. And this AC is out now, so I want to see the AC probably just like plug up the gap right here. Yeah, and that is where he's headed. By the way, something else to note, with the salvager cost change and the SC cost changes, because obviously SCs used to be 600 CU, right? I think it's more valuable to kill 4 salvagers than it is to kill an SC. Not even just like in terms of mining time being lost, but just raw resources. So really, I think the SC makes like an obvious target, but it often shouldn't be gone for. And I'm definitely guilty of this myself. We saw that earlier today. But this AC gonna get chunked a little bit here. Doesn't want to be there. This AV definitely going to suffer the same fate, you would assume. But the LAVs do get through. They want to do a little bit of a run by, but just not really enough of them, I don't think, to make this worth it. No, I think this is the last one. I'm going to play a bit of chess with Houston, and then I'll probably emerge from my room and interact with other people. So a bit of a throw of units there by God 8 Weebs, but oh my gosh. Oh, okay. I thought that was an air unit because of the way that like the lights were like in the on the deck there, but it's just another AC. Power 3 on the way as well as artillery cruisers. It's got to be a good feeling for God 8 Weebs as he just sort of trundles along here. Plonk. It's very satisfying to watch carriers kill units, you know? Pretty big run by of skims here. You know, this could kill this SC actually. I gotta think like I still don't know if it's worth it because obviously that sort of ignores the real threat here. All the CU spent on this can't be railguns, there can't be anything to like defend. If smoke is good on God 8 Weebs, and yes it is, he could keep that SC for alive for like some time as well, so you love to see that. And maybe even there's a chance that like death packs could be thrown here, but yeah, look at this, cowofschmau gonna back away, so he's actually not even gonna get the kill there. Some missiles being flung out here, but they're blind, so they're not gonna hit anything. And with power 4 done, I think he can just kind of steamroll the carry, but I mean he does need to be careful, I suppose, because obviously there are quite a few rails out here. Oh, but the LAVs with boost, this is exactly the engage that he wants. He just flies by, gets the damage on these rails. And then obviously the ACs are free to come through and dump some damage down with attack missile barrages. And this carrier is pretty well powered, but I want to see him put power into the armor here because that makes him a lot more survivable against the Connex carrier missiles. Here come the attack missile barrages. You can see they do really big damage. Oof. Oof. Dodge.exe is not responding. That's okay though. Actually, oh, there's interceptors out. I only just noticed this. Huh. I'm sorry, I totally missed that. I'm not sure how long you had that tech. This carrier power allocation is like so lazy, by the way. But it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. And obviously, this being College Teeth, you know, this kind of carrier doesn't really have anywhere to go, so. He's going to make a desperate run by off to the extraction zone, but I don't think he'll make it. So that ought to be the Series 2-0 for God 8 Weebs. Turn on full cinematic mode. Just one last check. Yeah, he actually powered up his carrier. Nice. Beautiful. Alright, that'll be the end. An entertaining series as always. The number of bombers that he dropped in game 1 made this all worth it. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed.